Welcome to Bascus 360, a podcast hosted by blind veteran, adventurer, and storyteller Steve Bascus. In this episode, Steve sits down with two extraordinary women, April Hurd and Amy Eifling, from the Welcome Home Alliance for Veterans in Montrose, Colorado. Both veterans themselves, April and Amy share powerful stories of the work they do every day to support fellow service members through housing, mental health care, community events, and music therapy programs. This episode is a moving look into how community, compassion, and connection can help veterans find healing and hope after service. Let's listen in.
Welcome, everybody, to this special episode of Bascus 360. I'm your host, Steve Bascus, and today, here in the studio, we are going to highlight the incredible work of Welcome Home Alliance for Veterans. I have two team members here, April and Amy, who will be discussing their mission, program, and the real impact of their efforts in the community. To kick it off, I'd like to ask April to introduce herself.
Yes, I'm April Hurd. I've lived in Montrose for almost 10 years. I am the executive director for Welcome Home Alliance for Veterans. You can probably tell by the accent that I'm from Georgia originally. I'm a United States Army veteran, and that's about it. Amy?
I'm Amy Eifling. I'm the volunteer coordinator. I am a United States Marine Corps veteran. I've been with Welcome Home I tried to figure this out. I think it's 9 years. It's a very long time. My job is just trying to coordinate volunteers in our mission and our outreach and just making it a really great place to be.
Well, thank you guys both for being here, and thank you so much for your service. As you guys know, you know my story, but today we're going to hear your guys' story. So, I have questions, but I really want to have discussion and conversation. So I just feel relaxed. I'll start it out, but you guys can take it wherever you want. Really, I want to know about Welcome Home Alliance for Veterans. Like, what does it do, and who does it serve exactly?
So our mission at Welcome Home Alliance for Veterans is to provide and to continue providing support and resources to our active duty military, our veterans, and their families in the Montrose County community. And we also serve Ouray County, San Miguel County, and Delta County. We work with them in efforts to offer housing assistance, mental health services, and address issues like moral injury, military sexual trauma, which is also known as MST, and food insecurities. Our goal is to identify the gaps in our communities, all the communities that we serve, and try to actively seek solutions to those challenges. And so a significant portion of the veteran population that we serve probably consists of about 80 to 90%. They're low to moderate income individuals and families. And this underscores the importance of our programs and services that we provide to them, that provides the essential support and resources where they're needed the most. We are committed to making a meaningful difference in the lives of those who have served our country by ensuring they receive the assistance that they deserve. I'd like to ask Amy if she would, because a lot of people don't understand the moral injury and the MST, the military sexual trauma that a lot of our veterans have experienced or been around.
So, like April said, this is a new program, but the problem isn't new. I think we are learning better ways to identify it, and we're making it open and safe for women to come forward with their stories. April and I really try to provide a very safe place when people come in like that. It's hard for them to do. And we just want to make them feel safe and get them to the correct people that can help them, whether it's their benefits or actual counseling, whatever it looks like to get them to the next step. It's a terrifying thing for these women, and we just want to be a very solid and safe place for them to land.
Most definitely. I think, well, it's incredible work, challenging work. It's such a safe place, it seems. I've, of course, been to the Warrior Resource Center and to the different sites that you guys have once had at one point. But, not to change directions or anything, I moved here to Montrose because of the organization, Welcome Home Alliance. I felt just this great connection between veterans and service members and people here in the community. Maybe that was all planned, of course, to give us a certain kind of experience and to take care of us. But it really brought me here, I believe, and I love that I have this kind of resource here in the community. Are there?
I remember you coming through.
Yeah.
And I think that we may have made an impression on you, but you definitely made an impression on us, especially the group you were with. You were amazing, and so thrilled and happy that you decided to come here because you mean a lot to our community. You bring a lot to us, and we think you're pretty okay.
You're pretty inspiring.
Yeah, you really are.
Well, what you guys do, I have the ability to accomplish great things because of a team, because of people. I tell people all the time, as a blind individual, I really can't pursue some of these great things that I want to do without someone in front of me, someone helping me, someone guiding me. At least they're there for me, just like in the military. And so what you guys run, and I experience it all the time when I come in for the Thursday coffees and for other events. There's just this great camaraderie, a sense of safety, and a place to learn from each other. More than anything, people are mentored, or they gain knowledge about something that they didn't know about, and that helps them maybe decide to pursue a different path in life. So I really appreciate what you guys do, and I appreciate the kind words about me and my life. But Amy, for you, how important is the community and the volunteer base that help out at the organization?
Well, it's everything. We're very proud of being a community-based program, and we do everything through volunteers. I have volunteers at the front. I have volunteers during events, and everything that we do is centered around someone giving of their time. We don't take that lightly. We recognize when someone comes to do something for us on a volunteer basis, they're giving up something else. Most people that come are either have a veteran in their life or close to a veteran, and they just want to give back. And that allows us to work to put programs together for the community, to either just get out in the community and let people know who we are. We could not do it without our volunteers. And we really have amazing, amazing people that step in.
It's so cool. Even just coffee, all the things that are brought in from different people. I assume different organizations or restaurants or places in town, or just made by family members. April, or Amy, are there any touching stories or anybody that you can think about that you'd like to highlight, or experiences you've had over the years? I know you mentioned me and the group that came. That was an amazing experience. We helped for all our listeners into the story. I was invited with the group here to open up this whitewater park that was built on the Uncompahgre River. And I remember being one of the first veterans down the river, and there was a ribbon across the river, and we cut it. And it was kind of rainy, I think, if I remember that day, and kind of chilly. But I was having so much fun paddling in the water and just experiencing this brand new space here right in our town. And that was an amazing experience. And I know you guys put on so many events. I mean, whether it's music, like bringing people together to make music or to experience music. What else would you like to talk about to share?
You asked us earlier about touching stories, and April and I were talking about it, and it's there was the huge event that you came to, right? Steve came to, and that was amazing, and there was a lot of great things that happened. But for April and I, on a day-to-day basis, it's not like that. I think we talked about a couple of instances. The one that's near and dear to my heart is I was standing out in the parking lot, and a veteran was coming in, and I said something like I always do. I said something smart like "great day" or just something smart. And he was not having it. He was very mad, and consequently very mad at me. And he came in, he was getting a specific service in the building, but he was just angry. And for me, that posed a challenge. How can I break through that to where he trusts me? He'll come talk to us, and he'll have a safe place because he's alone. He lives alone. And so that was a huge challenge. It took me a couple of months to win him over to where he knew we were behind him. And we've even asked him if he would be willing to do a little bit of a story for us on our website or something, and he's agreed to it. So I think it's the little things like that that are absolutely huge. Angry, everybody's against me, nobody's going to help me, to you found a home. You found a place where you can come, and I hug everybody because that's what I do. And it's just the human touch, everybody needs somebody. Need a place to go.
I think too that just being a veteran, and like you said, we try to provide a very warm environment, a very welcoming environment. That camaraderie between the veterans is amazing. So them being able to walk in and feel that security and that comfort and that safety, that's also one of the reasons that Welcome Home was founded, was to provide a safe space for veterans to be able to get together and support each other. And then a lot of them is helping the veterans that are in need. It really speaks a lot because we have Ellen, and she works with the HUD-VASH program through the VA. And I believe she told me there was 19 housing vouchers to house homeless veterans in Montrose County. I think there's 11, I believe, in Delta County. All of our housing vouchers are full. There's not one voucher sitting there waiting on a homeless veteran. And to be able to help with that and get them off the street and somewhere warm and in a home, and then the community steps up and the volunteers step up and start providing the items that the veterans need for their home, because they're coming off the street. They have nothing. They don't even have a plate to eat a meal off of or a pot to cook it in. So those are the heartwarming stories that we get to watch and see.
It's a wonderful feeling for someone to have a place to go to and have support. I mean, Amy, like what you were talking about earlier, these challenging things, these small but very significant things are so important to consider. I bring up the story because of what I experienced and remembered, but even amongst my blind veteran friends, the community, the little things that are challenging in life, the small stuff, not climbing big mountains or paddling big rivers, but making a cup of coffee or finding something you drop on the floor or you broke something. Those are so day to day and such a normal thing. And when you don't have a system or technique or friends or people to teach you something that might make your life more efficient or better, it can absolutely be challenging. I thinking about what you said before about the gentleman that was angry or upset, I think it's important to note, though, that he must feel safe and have this trust to continue to come back, to a place, to be amongst you guys, the volunteers and staff, but also the other veterans. And I think that speaks, loudly.
Well, and that's what makes us happy when we see him come in, recognizing. And it wasn't quick by any means. It took time to get this. But, that's the thing. You got to put in the time and the work on these people. And sometimes for us, it's just identifying something that we see or feel from a veteran. Are they feeling shamed and they don't want to ask for help? Or are they feeling guilty because, who knows why? And so for us to make it a very calm place that they can speak their truth in a place where maybe they're sitting at a table and there's another veteran there that can say, I've been there, or, it's just the camaraderie. And as you know, military, we're all about the camaraderie, right? We're kind of goofy like that. But I think for us, it's just, we have such a multitude of things that we try to do. April has done a phenomenal job of putting our force together, and she's a great leader. I'm a typical jarhead. I follow my command, and she is my commander, and she's great. So.
Oh, it is amazing. What, do you think that your backgrounds and your service help a tremendous amount in your ability to volunteer or to run the organization and be amongst other service members? That they trust being a veteran myself, like we can have that talk.
It's the language.
Same language.
It's the language. Yeah. And it not only is it the language, but it's the mannerisms that we all know and identify with. And I think that makes, for me, that's what makes things a lot easier, is that I come from, Marine Corps was a little bit rough, but I made it. And so I am rough. I'm just a rough person, but finding those ways to reach these guys that you just want to help them. That's all you want to do. You just want to help them. And that's kind of what we try to do every day.
Yeah, I think it definitely makes a huge impact. Having the military background and experience and knowing what it's like. But, I want to say something too about, me and Amy, I started with Welcome Home in 2017, and we've been working together since then. And it's not so much that I'm executive director and she's volunteer coordinator. It's April and Amy. It's a team, and we're there to get a job done. But it also helps because we do have two different personality styles. And that, I think, is a huge impact when dealing with the veterans, because you don't never know what's coming in the door.
She's
so we're
soft,
able
I'm
to,
not.
Yeah, she's hardcore. I'm soft.
Yeah,
but it's the accent. That's
yeah,
what's
that's
soft.
all that's all about. Yeah,
Because I have the woman's touch.
Yeah, it's a good team. It's a good team effect with us to be able to solve the problems and get it taken care of.
I was trying to think the other day. We've been working together for how many years now?
Since October of 17.
And it's almost every single day, a lot of weekends, like every day. We've taken female veterans troops together, so we floated the river. I mean, we've just been together, and sometimes we can finish each other's sentences. Sometimes she wants to, throw things at me, but that's all right. I probably need it.
it's touching to hear these stories and to hear what the organization, witness it actually, witness it as, even though I'm blind, I'll see it, I'll believe it when I see it. But the thing is, I've lived it with you guys here and there, and I've spent time with the different veterans at the Warrior Resource Center and also around town and elsewhere. And there's it's a diverse group of people, just like in our nation or just like in the military. And I love the camaraderie and the ability for people to that are service members to kind of connect, even though they may have never served with each other, in combat or even in a branch. But I wonder, is there any kind of special things that are coming up, or you're planning here shortly for the organization?
Oh yeah, we've got so for Memorial Day we always do a community cookout event, and it's going to be held at our office at 4 Hillcrest Plaza Way,
the parking lot,
and in the parking lot. So we grill hamburgers and hot dogs. Free lunch for the community. Paul Chamberlain is going to be live music. One of our other veterans, Stan Hoover, will be providing some extra DJ and music behind the scenes when he takes his breaks. But hopefully we'll have the Black Canyon Car Club this year. We do the Darling Dames of Colorado, the pinup group here in Montrose, does a chili cook-off, and it's $5, all you can eat, sample, and vote on your favorite chili, and all the money that they raise from that comes back to Welcome Home.
So put your chili together.
Yeah, put your chili in. Call us and put your name on the list and enter your chili.
Yeah. You have some fun things for the kids, too.
Yeah. So Darling Dames is bringing their cotton candy machine, and they also had a special kids train that's pulled by a 3-wheeler. Or 4-wheeler or lawnmower, whichever one they use, that they're going to have out there for the kids for fun activities for them. So it's just a good day to get together and remember and really be about what Memorial Day is about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then right after that, we have our golf tournament, which is going to be at the Cobble Creek Golf Course. We have 2 major fundraisers a year, and that's one of them is our Golf for the Troops golf tournament. And it will be at the Cobble Creek on May 31st. Registration begins at 7:30 in the morning with a shotgun start at 9. And if anybody wants to sign up or be a sponsor or a whole sponsor, call us at the office. 970-765-2210, and we can get them the information. And then our very enjoyable second major fundraiser is our annual Blue Jean Ball, which is November 7th, and it starts at 5:30. It is a catered dinner with live music from the Jerseys from Littleton, Colorado. They were here last year, and it was a blast. It was a 50s, 60s theme.
Doo-wop music.
Yeah, doo-wop music. And they shut down the event center at 11 o'clock, still on the dance floor.
We're moving, though. We're going to be out in the arena.
Yeah, we're going to be out in the arena.
Space.
We ran out of space. We're outgrowing their room at the event center, so we got to go to the arena this year. But we'll have a silent auction, a raffle, and a live auction. So if anybody wants to donate anything to our auctions or just buy a ticket, give us a call at the office. And then other little small things throughout the year.
We'll do Tribute to Aviation.
Yeah.
We'll do the Ranch Rodeo. So we try to show up where there's fun things to do.
Absolutely. What have we missed? What else should we talk about? Do you have anything on the list that the people listening should know about?
Yeah, I do want to touch a little bit more on the community support, because when Welcome Home was founded in 2011, it was started by a community member here in Montrose, Melanie Klein, founded it. And it's based off of community support. We are a community-based private nonprofit. We are not affiliated with any government entities. We are not a part of the VA. We do collaborate with the VA to help with any resources that veterans need to try to get quicker answers or, get them in the system quicker. We do have that relationship, but we are a standalone nonprofit. We're not affiliated with the Wounded Warrior Project or anything like that, but our community support is what helps us keep going. A lot of the federal government grants and stuff like that, they try to dictate how you can spend your money. And when it comes to our veterans and their families, you got to be able to take that money and put it where it's needed. If they're in crisis, we can't have somebody saying, hey, your veteran's got to live without power because something major happened and they need help.
Or fill out 20 forms.
Yeah, and fill out 20 million forms at the same time to try to get that little bit of money.
Where should people go to help? Online or or come to physically to the office.
Yeah.
What's that? What's the webpage?
So they can come to the office, or they can visit our website, which is WHAF as in Frank, V as in Victor.org. And there is a Donate Now button on our website. We also upload our newsletters to our website, so they can go on there and read our newsletters. If they're interested in signing up so they can get our newsletter, call us, give us their email, and they'll get our newsletter every month. It goes out the beginning of every month. It has a lot of good resources in it, and it also has a schedule of all the upcoming events for that month and future events.
We have a great community. It's there have been many times when we've been sitting around going, what we need is and you put it out there. You put it out, hey guys, we're looking for this, and somebody has it that will either donate it or let us borrow it. And that's kind of how we do, and it's great because that we get to know the community. We don't want them to just bring their stuff and go away. We want to know them. We want the community to be involved. Our veterans owe us nothing, and we owe them everything. And our community is amazing in how they get behind veterans and how they support us. And so we love it when community wants to come in and help us either financially or with a donation of something that we're needing, or they just think they need to donate to us. We love it when they come in, and we want to know them. We want to know what their business is and what they're doing.
Well, we're recording here, in April. Is there anything right now that you would request from the community, or I'm putting you on the spot?
Yes, of course. It's right at the tip of my tongue. I'm glad you asked. So one of our ex-board members has a friend that is a Grammy Award-winning songwriter and musician in Nashville, Tennessee. And they started the Freedom Sings USA music therapy retreat for veterans and their families. And so with their connection and friendship, we were able to partner up with them and start Freedom Sings USA Colorado. And it is a wonderful music therapy program. Music is very dear and near, and this program is very dear and near to my heart. And we are wanting to bring it back. We have not been able to have it. We didn't have it last year. Did we have it? I can't remember the year before. But the funds that we need to actually be able to put that retreat on, and they fly out from Nashville, and we do a music therapy retreat for veterans where they can actually tell their stories to a songwriter, and they turn their story into a song. And then we have a free community concert afterwards to let the community hear that veteran's story. And it is amazing the several times that we've done it, how many community members and out in the audience have come up to everyone talking about how much that music, that particular song that
Those
veteran
words
had written for them touched them because they went through the same exact thing. Or even as a child of a veteran, a combat veteran, telling their story, and then another grown person going, I lived that. That exactly is how I grew up with that combat veteran as my parent, and how it touches other people and helps them heal through the process also.
Well, they don't feel alone.
Yeah, they don't feel alone. They learn that there's other people out there that have been through the same things that they have been through.
So music is that universal language, and
Yes.
everybody can feel it and hear the story. The story of someone else's life, but like you said, make a connection with it. Being blind myself, sound and music just really is a wonderful thing. I love everything that you guys do, and I know that, I'm a pretty optimistic, positive person, and I kind of talk about. I try to focus on those things, but there's definitely a dark side to me and a dark side to the experiences I've had, just like a lot of service members. And when you think about people who have volunteered to serve, or even who were drafted, and they went off to fight in some foreign war, or they worked right here in the country, on a base, and they dedicated their life. They were selfless. Sometimes they lose part of themselves, or lose their eyes, like I did in combat. And you come home, and you have a warm reception. You have people that are going to be there for you and help you rebuild your life, especially if it's been traumatically changed. Is an amazing feeling. So everything you guys do, I respect and honor, and I appreciate. Whether it's big or small, you put a roof over someone's head. I mean, that's an amazing thing. Give them food, or just friendship.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing.
And releasing that shame and guilt that they feel, and that's understandable. But we want to be there to help them get through that.
But like you said, Amy, and both you are there day in day.
Yeah.
Day in, day out, and that's way more challenging and than just experiencing it occasionally, and so for those for people that listen that have not had any experience with service members or family that have served, I think what you're explaining and how you help service members needs to be voiced more, and people should understand how they can help.
Well, and thank you to this community. I mean, huge thank you to this community for just stepping in and helping and kind of carrying some of the load with us. It doesn't go unnoticed for sure.
Because when I moved out here in 2015, in September 2015, after being here for a little while, I was amazed at Montrose and their support for veterans. And I tell everybody all the time that I've never seen a community more supportive of veterans than Montrose. Because I've lived somewhere else, been in Georgia, and it's not like that in the communities, even with the VA system there. But here, it is really amazing.
I want to ask you once more, is there anything else that you should touch on before we close it?
Yeah, I would like to say one thing, because I know that there's a lot and you're actually a veteran. When I say this, you'll understand where I'm coming from. I was told several years ago when I come to Montrose, by someone that used to work at Welcome Home several years ago, you're talking about guilt and shame. Well, it's not just being in war or combat, being in those situations. How about the people that stepped up and took the oath and signed their name to that dotted line, but for some reason or another, they didn't get to finish their full term. They were medically discharged. They got hurt. They got sick. And when they get out, they don't speak of it again because they're ashamed. They feel like they're not good enough. They wasn't good enough to make it. And how it was told to me is 1% to 2% of the population in the United States has the balls to take that oath, to defend this country, to sign that dotted line. You are a veteran. You are respected and you are appreciated. So never feel the shame and the guilt just because you didn't make it all the way.
That is so true. That is so true.
Yeah, people should never forget. I really want to thank you guys both for joining us today, and thank you for your incredible work. And even though this is the end of this episode, you guys can always come back on anytime to update, or maybe someday Welcome Home will have its own podcast. But thanks again.
Thank
to
you,
both of you.
Steve.
Thank
we really
you, Steve.
appreciate
We
you taking the
appreciate
time
you.
for us. We really
Yeah.
appreciate and your guy there over on the, I don't know what he's doing, but
And your support. Thank you.
it looks important. Yeah,
Appreciate
Steve, you really bring a lot to us, and we are always so grateful. We know what a busy guy you are, but when you show up on Thursday, it is a big deal.
Yes, absolutely. No. Well, all you listeners, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the episode today. Thanks to Amy and April.
You've been listening to Bascus 360 with host Steve Bascus. A heartfelt thank you to April and Amy for their dedication, and to the entire team at Welcome Home Alliance for Veterans for the essential work they do. If today's episode inspired you, you can learn more about the organization at whafv.org. For more episodes of Bascus 360, visit bascus360.com, where you'll also find links to all of the show's social media channels. Be sure to follow, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who believes in the power of service, resilience, and community.